All right. What people do over the weekend?
Work.
Work and stress about this class.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Because my Wi-Fi shut off last time, so I only got half the lesson.
Oh
You
well.
still didn't put the test in, so I just have
It
A.
works.
I'm just like really scared for that to happen.
Yeah.
It works. So I'll be watching that. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this session so I can do my other homework for my
Yeah.
class.
Cool. All right. So for everybody else, has everybody been able to access the YouTube page for me with all the links on it?
Yes, I have.
I haven't looked at it yet, but
Yeah.
I can go look at it now real quick.
At the end of each day, I'm gonna upload the lecture.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay.
So they're separated by playlists. So if you go to playlist, you'd have to find the one for our class, but they're all there. And I set them apart by their date. So at the very least, I think if you guys miss a lecture, if you need to go do something else, there is those online videos that you guys can watch. Cool? Awesome. All right. For today, I want to do modules 12.3, and then module 13 and 14. They're really short. They're actually like one section modules. So I think we can finish those up. Hopefully get to module 15 before class is over. Cool?
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing that was left for module 12 was your guys' group work. That one. Does everybody see what I'm sharing? Yeah. I'm actually gonna turn off the videos for people. There we go. Okay, so what I want to do, let me actually do a quick recap right quick. Let me scroll back up. So what we're doing now is basically this equation right here. Right? So the 68, 95, 99.7 rule was sort of like the quick and dirty, just get me a number really quick, right? The z-score value, this thing, right? This together with your stat crunch stuff was going to be the fine tuning. Like if you wanted a specific percent of data, right, from one value down or one value up, you would need this equation right here, the z value. Okay, and the way that it works, the thing that this gives you, right, is the thing that this gives you is it gives you how many standard deviations away from the mean you are, right? So we had an example down here where two students, right, you and a friend, took a test. Somebody got 85 out of 100 and somebody got 16 out of 20, right? We found out that 85 out of 100 did better, right, in terms of percent. But who did better in terms of their class? And that's where we go and compare them based on their classes rather than by their scores. So for you that got out of 100, right, we found this thing right here, right? We did the calculation for the z-score, and we got that 85 out of 100 was one entire standard deviation above the mean being 75 points. And then for the person that was for the friend that was out of 20, that person did 1.2 standard deviations above the mean. So at the very end of the day, this person down here did better within their class. They actually scored much higher than the mean compared to the other guy. Okay. So what I want everybody to do, I'm going to send you guys into breakout rooms. I'm going to give you guys maybe 5 minutes to do number 4, which is the one that we haven't done yet. Cool? Breakout rooms.
How do I do that?
Well, I'm gonna send you out to them.
Accept.
I know. Where are you guys at?
Haven't started yet, even though I did this before class started.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm drawing it out.
I didn't know. So with at least for A, is it when it's asking for the probability, is it just like the 90 with the rule or whatever, right?
What is the probability that a randomly selected 1-year-old boy will be unusually small based on the definition above?
So if it's the children weights who are more than 2
Okay,
standard deviation from the mean, so wouldn't it be that it'd be 16, like a 16% chance because you cut off the whatever they're just on the sides,
Right.
right?
Right. That's the since it's asking specifically 2 standard deviations, right? You can use the 68, 95, 99.7 rule.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so then, all right, cool. Easy.
Okay. Keep going. I'm gonna go to another breakout room. Let's see what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Hello there.
What's up?
What'd you guys get?
I think he's still finishing it up.
Okay.
But do you want me to say what I got?
Yeah. What'd you guys do for number 1?
For A,
Yeah.
A, is that what you're saying? I put 2.5% since 2 standard deviations away from the mean covers 95%. Then cut that in half. The rest of it. Since they're only asking for based on small, and usually small, not also
Right.
large.
Exactly.
And then for B, I set it up with the value as 18,
Right.
minus the mean of 22.8 over the standard deviation of 2.15,
Right.
which gets you roughly negative 2.23.
Mm-hmm.
So his head is unusually small because it's 2 standard deviations below the mean, or even
Exactly.
more than that.
Right.
Why is Sun's z-score negative? It's because that indicates that it's below the mean as opposed to above it.
Exactly.
And then the answer for number 4 is just go on StatCrunch and you get P equals 0.01278, blah, 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 which translates to 1.3%.
Yep. Got it.
That's what I got.
Cool.
I must have missed something on that.
Keep going.
2.8. plus 2.15 24. 95. Third one.
But yeah, Julio, so for the math lab, you do need to be in the Zoom conference room, even if it's waiting to get the hours, right? Or is it just on the Canvas page?
You just have you have to be in the Zoom meeting. So
Okay.
within that page, there's a schedule, right? You click on the person you want to join with, and you have to wait in their waiting room.
So like you're slated like all day Friday. Can I just join your waiting room and then just like accumulate the hours? You know, I mean, I probably will have questions or something, but like, can I just stay in there and like you talk to someone else while I still get the hours?
That's fine. But remember, I think we might need to forego the counting of hours for everybody.
Okay, yeah. If that ends up becoming the case, then
yeah.
That's interesting.
Man, this is becoming serious.
Yeah.
You hear Trump wants to open the good old US of A by April 12th?
Yeah.
Despite health warnings?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the Trump people don't even care about what the CDC or anything has to say.
Yeah. That's the ultimate boss telling you, I don't care if you're sick, you're coming to work.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
He was, I mean, even before this became like as big as it was, he was telling people to go to work even if they had it.
Right.
Which probably spread it, I mean, in like the next week, we're going to find out the cases are like twice as bad as we thought they were.
Right. Because it's incubation of 14 days?
It was, yeah, I think Gavin Newsom just said it's like 2 months for us now.
Oh, wow.
Or he wants to propose something like that, because we just need to not go out for a few months to get everything fine.
Right.
So I'm assuming the summer classes will be online too. That's my story for this week is I got linked to the academic senate meeting, so I'm going to listen to that.
Yeah.
And then start asking people, because they hadn't even released like the physical, like face-to-face summer schedule yet. So I'm assuming they probably had that almost planned out, and now they're going to have to like redo pretty much everything.
Right.
It sucks.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go terrorize another group.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's go here. No, I was already there. Okay, we'll go here. You guys.
What?
Oh, Julio.
Yes.
So
I kind of have a question.
I think we're all confused a little bit. I think we kind of understand some of it, but if you look at A, so I think we kind of understand how to plug things into the z-score equation. But like if you look at B, we figured that you would plug in 18 as the value. The pounds that are given would be the value minus the mean, which is the 22.8 divided by the 2.15, which is the standard deviation. But then on A, it doesn't, I don't know like what the value would be that you plug in because it doesn't give you a weight. It's just asking a 1-year-old boy. So what would you plug in?
So if you look at so that one, how about, let me see. Oops, I scrolled too far. For that one, try to do, because it says at the very beginning, right? Children whose weights are more than 2 standard deviations away from the mean are unusually large or unusually small, right?
Oh yeah.
So use the 68, 95, 99.7 rule.
I forgot what that was, to be honest.
That's 12.2.
Did you say 12.2?
Yep.
The module 12.2.
Yep.
So it's saying 2 standard deviations. is unusually small.
Yep. Oh, it's beginning to rain.
So
Yes. All right, I'm gonna go check the very last room.
okay.
Let's see who is left. You guys for my last group. What'd you guys get?
So for A, because it's 2 standard deviations is normal. We're looking for not normal. It'd be 5%. There's a 5% chance that a child will be unusually large or small.
Okay.
And then for B, the z-score is negative 2.23.
Right.
And so Anne's 1-year-old son is relatively smaller than most other
Right.
1-year-olds would be.
Okay.
And then for C, it's negative because it's below the mean.
Right.
So it's signifying that's below the mean.
Yeah.
And then for D, I'm still working on StatCrunch.
Okay.
I think.
Okay, I'm gonna call you guys back now. Into the big room.
All right.
All right.
I accidentally left my breakout group.
No, I called people back. So you
No, like I've been out of it for like 5 minutes at least.
Yeah, she was in our group and she wasn't. She left.
and then she left.
Yeah, because I was like confused for a second, so I was like trying to click around to see who was in the group, and then I don't even know what I did. I guess I
Yeah.
left it.
Yeah, that's okay.
She didn't fuck with us, so she dipped out.
Yeah.
I didn't even see it. Showed me that there was like 4 participants,
trying to
but
avoid
no
the
one was
group work,
talking, so
Julio.
I
What
thought
the
that I was
fuck?
like something was wrong.
There we go. I can finally show you guys the thing.
The thing?
Yeah, the thing.
I really honestly
Yeah.
don't even know what page we're on.
The actual like page of what I was what we're on. Okay, I think we're all back.
Yep.
Okay, so what did people get for the first one?
What page is this?
132.
132.
Thank you.
What did people get for the first one?
Ray, 2.5%.
Why 2.5 and not 5?
Because it's asking specifically for lower than the 2 standard deviations.
Right.
Oh shit.
I heard the oh shit.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah.
I messed up.
Really small.
No, it was funny because at first I read it as lower, and then I wrote it as if it were to be lower, but then I guess I read the actual 4, not A, and I'm like, oh shit, and I changed it to be
Yeah.
smaller, larger.
So what's the average? 22.
1.8.
8, and then 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down. So what's the one up?
24.95.
24.9. 5.
27.
27 point what? 10, I think, right?
Yep.
StatCrunch just gave me just the regular 27.
Oh. And then
I did mine through StatCrunch.
And what's the third one up?
29.5.
29.25.
25. Yep. You got it? And then down, what's the first one down?
20.65.
20.65. This one gonna be 18.45. No, 18.40.
18.5.
18.5. Okay.
Yeah.
And then 16.35.
Yep.
Correct. Okay. We need, what did it say? Unusually small, and that's based off of more than 2 standard deviations away from the mean. Above or below means unusually large or unusually small, whichever you need, right?
Mhm.
How much is in between these two? Who's on DSL?
What did you say?
Who's on it seems like somebody's on the old school DSL where it's dialing in.
Hmm.
I think it might just be somebody's mic. How much is in between these two lines?
95%.
Right. So how much is left outside?
5%.
Right. Which means how much is in just one end?
2.5%.
Right. So this is 2.5%. 18 pounds. Is that unusually small?
Mm-hmm.
How so?
Because
Based on
it's
the
more
Z
than
score.
2 standard deviations below.
Right. So let's calculate the z-score. Tell me what to write.
18 minus 22.8 over 2.15.
Over 2.15, and people got 2.2 something, 23.
Negative 2.23.
Yep, negative.
So this is 2.23 standard deviation below the mean, right? No. Below, right? So based on what's given up here, right, we can conclude that Anne's head is, no, what is it? Wait,
Standard deviation below the mean.
yeah. So since it's more than 2 standard deviations below, we can say that it is unusually small, right? So negative, everybody got this right, below the mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what did people get for the percentage?
1.3.
Yeah, 1.3.
Right. So we're going to replicate it here so I don't have to open up StatCrunch. You should have the line here, right? And we're looking for specifically this area, right? So mean 22.8, standard deviation of 2.15. You need P less than 18. Yeah, I think that's somebody's mic. You should get 0.013, which is 1.3%. Got it? For the most part?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay. I already assigned this, and I need to jump to module 13.
Wait, when was the lab due again?
The 26th.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Did you post the turn-in page or assignment?
When are the tests going to be graded?
Like I said, that's the next thing up.
Okay.
So like a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody is so happy that they're getting so much grading done. I am very happy I'm getting so much grading done. So watch your guys' grades, which is also like if you've been on time for everything, then you're okay. But if you haven't, I'm grading stuff like later on today. Just an FYI.
Don't grade it yet.
I got a grade.
Nah, go ahead, grade that shit.
Oh, there's this weird thing with the discussions. Like, it wouldn't show me other people's responses. Like, I would go in and it'd only show me mine.
It might be because you might be the only person responding for your group.
Okay, and that was a while ago, and I haven't checked since then.
Yeah, so if you put your post, then that's enough. You should get stuck to the points.
Connor, I think we're in the same group. I think it's just me and you that posted so far.
Yeah.
I haven't checked in a while, so.
Yeah. Give it a little bit. Let people post. I know people are lagging it a little bit, both because of the situation and because they just need more time.
All right, well, I'm just saying that, so when you do go and grade them later today, that's why I didn't reply to anything.
That's fine.
When you go to grade them later today and I didn't do anything, just know it's because I've been really busy.
Okay.
But it's going to get handed in.
Well, I'm probably going to get up to maybe module 9 today.
We can work with that. Oh, wait, really? Okay, perfect. We can work with that.
I'm nowhere close to finishing everybody's grading for this stuff anywhere yet.
Okay, perfect.
So just keep on it. If there are people in this class that are holding an A, but it's because they've only finished up to module 6. If that is you, your day.
How many are you supposed to do again? Like for right now? Like
until module 9.
I think 9 just to give you guys just to keep you guys on it, but still give you guys a little bit of leeway.
I'm still on module 9.
So you better finish it today.
You want a grape, Julio?
Huh?
You want a grape?
Yeah, toss it to me.
Wait, Julio, I have a question.
Yeah?
So you said that if you grade everyone else's and then I submit mine, you're not going to grade mine? Or is it – I'm confused still.
He said, like, once it's past the grading point, like, after he's graded it, he's not going back and grading yours, like, if he's already finished that section.
Yep.
Did you do that yet?
Not yet.
Fuck.
So get on it.
Okay.
So which one's, like, really due today?
Yeah. Just come on. Like, give us an idea.
I'd say I'd go through up to module 9 by tonight.
Okay.
So yeah. Get on it.
So like it says that like 14 or 13 is due today or something like that.
Yeah.
You're not grading those yet?
I'm not gonna grade those yet.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
What about the test?
Wait, what happened to the Canvas trump clause or anything on Canvas trumps what you say?
Oh.
Stop talking.
Stop talking. I don't. That's a good point. The Canvas trump clause
has been trumped.
What is that?
It has been banned.
Oh, the one where he says that we can't do any homework, we automatically get A's in all of our classes.
So
that one.
The Canvas trump clause was, let's say I say something and Canvas says something different. So if we ran into that situation, then Canvas would trump anything I say. That might be because of the current situation. So,
well, the current situation is we're all stuck at home now.
Why can't you just give us an A? We're good. We're good.
Why do you hate us?
Yeah, we're really good.
You guys.
We're learning. We're out here.
Yeah. Verify it.
The spirit.
All this just, and it's gonna.
I know.
I like that hat, man.
Honestly, Julio, I'm just stressed, man, and I don't think I can do it anymore. I need the A.
Oh my god.
No, I'm serious. Like, I can do it, but it's just really like, it's honestly like really unmotivating. Like, this whole situation makes me just want to like
take a nap,
just get in a curl up in a ball and sleep, and then just like die.
Not die, but sleep yet.
Depressing.
It makes me want to go, like, it makes me just want to lay down on my couch and just sleep.
You can do that. We can all just do that. Like,
just cancel class.
It's just up to you.
Yeah, no. We need to keep going.
It was worth a try.
But at this point, like, would you say Trump's canvas, right? But like at this point, would you say Trump's canvas?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Canvas is dumb.
Oh, now what are the people doing who didn't have Canvas? Didn't have anyone that they have to use it now, and they probably don't get it. So
who was it?
God's plan, I guess.
There's a student in my pre-calculus class. All of last week, he did not meet with his instructor. The instructor put out no updates.
That's how my criminal justice class is.
Yeah.
He put like the thing, it's like where everything's online, but at the end of the semester we have like a group presentation. And so he's like, just keep in touch with your groups, and I'm gonna send you guys 2 more films and you have to write a paper on them. But like that was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're one-upping everybody, so we're good.
Not
So
good.
you want us to finish 9 today, you said?
Huh?
You want us
Yes.
to finish 9? Okay, I'm almost done with 9, so that's good.
Okay. So what I want to cover today is 13 and 14. We are getting into what's called inference. Remember how I told you guys about inference?
Yeah.
So
your metaphorical cliff.
The metaphorical cliff. The idea of inference is that thing, okay, where we want to conclude something for a big, huge population, and we try to find results using a smaller population. Depending on how well we chose the smaller population, we can infer a conclusion about the bigger population. Got it? So up to now, what we've been doing is what's been called as descriptive statistics. So we've been just like describing data that we have on hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
What we're going to move to is what's called inferential statistics, where we're going to use all that descriptive stuff, right, along with a couple more tools so that we can infer conclusions about the big group, right? So all of the stuff that we did before, so categorical, quantitative, histograms, bar charts, standard deviations, percentages, all that stuff we're going to use for inferential statistics. Here's the overall picture of what's happening, right? So what we have here, right, this is the big population. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right? What we do is we choose a small group. And that's going to be what's called our sample, right? We're going to choose a small little group, right? And in this small little group over here, right, we're going to do these things. We're going to analyze them, right? We're going to collect the data from them, right? From there, we move down here. This is where we sort of conclude stuff. This is where we summarize our findings from up here. We make a good explanation of everything that we found from our small little group, and then we use that small little group to answer the original question for the big group. Does that sort of make sense to people?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. You guys see the overall sort of process, right? The way that this goes is like this, right?
It's already drawn.
I know. Just to make sure, just to reiterate what direction we're going in, right? So we start here, right? From the big population, we have a question we want to answer. We choose out a small group, analyze stuff. We come down here, conclude stuff, and then we answer the big question that we had from the very beginning, right? So, as an example, suppose our research question is, what is the average amount of money that a full-time LMC student spends on textbooks? What's the big population here that we're interested in?
LMC students.
Full-time students.
Full-time LMC students. Does that make sense? So in this case, do we care about part-time students?
Nope.
Care about, do we care about full-time students at DVC?
Fuck no.
Nope.
Yeah, F no.
Nobody likes DVC anyway.
Nobody likes DVC anyway, yeah.
Why?
Is he better than us?
Because DVC.
But it's way bigger, I thought.
Bigger doesn't make it better.
And shit.
I think they have like 20,000 students or something like that.
Yeah, the campus.
How many do we have?
Nicer.
Huh?
The campus is hella nice.
Yeah.
How many?
It's an opinionated statement.
We have about 10,000, I think.
10,000?
Yeah. And then CCC has like about, I think, 8,000. So DVC is bigger than both the other two schools combined.
Wow.
Yeah. So what do we ask our sample?
How much money they spend on books?
Right. Does that make sense?
I think it'd be better to ask for their receipts.
Yeah.
Get a more accurate number.
So you're correct. That's part of the like study design. Like, how do you actually measure all this stuff, right? The data that we collect, is it categorical or quantitative?
Quantitative.
Why quantitative?
Because it's a money. It's like an exact amount.
Right. Well, it's a number, right? Particularly that we can find an average for.
Right.
Right. So which one are we going to be using to summarize our findings? Are we going to be using a mean or a percentage?
A mean.
Mean.
Yeah, we're going to be measuring how far away certain people are from a mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got it? Okay. So let's go through this table really quick. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's go through these research questions. Let's pick out what we need and what we're going to use. The first one's already done for us. The average number of hours that community college students work each week, the population being community college students, right? And that's right here. What kind of number or what kind of variable are we going to get? The number of hours, right? And then lastly, since we're going to get quantitative numbers, right, we can use a mean. Got it? So now next question. For this one, what proportion of all college students are enrolled in a community college? So what's our population in this case?
U.S. college
Yes,
students.
Right. What's our variable?
Community college or not?
Right. And what kind of data is that going to be?
Categorical.
Categorical.
Right, categorical. So if we have categorical data, what are we going to use to measure?
Percentage.
Right, percents. You guys see that? Is the average course load for a California community college student at least 12 units? Population.
Community college students.
Right.
California.
Right. California Community College. Let me see. California Community College.
Students.
Variable.
How many units?
Right. And are we going to have categorical or quantitative here?
Quantitative.
Quantitative.
Right. And we use percents or mean?
Mean.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. What I want to do is this, because many of you guys are going to need this. How can I change it so I can use categorical data?
You can ask them if they're taking more or less than 12 units.
Exactly. Does everybody get that?
English, yeah.
Yeah. More or less than 12 units, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, right, we have now a categorical. And here we would use a percent because then we'd have so-and-so percent does more than 12 units, right? Or so-and-so percent does less than 12 units. You guys see how I was able to use that 12, that at least 12 units? You guys see how I'm able to use that as a way to divide my answers?
Mm-hmm.
So eventually when you guys need to do your projects, which I'm still trying to figure out how to do, once you guys get to do your projects, you might need to do this where instead of asking how many units are you taking, it might be better to do at least 12 do you might need to split it into the responses of more or less than 12 units. Got it? Okay. Next question. Do the majority of LMC students qualify for federal student loans? Population.
LMC students.
Right. Variable, or sorry. Yeah, variable, right? Yeah.
Federal student loan qualification.
Right. Qualify versus not qualify, right? And is that categorical or quantitative?
Categorical.
Right. So we need percent. You guys see how this works out? Okay. For these, we have a research question, right? And what we're going to try to identify is which one is explanatory and which one's response. So what's the definition of an explanatory versus a response question or variable?
The explanatory variable explains the response. So on a chart, it'd be on the x-axis, and then the response would be on the y.
Right. So we're thinking stuff down here will produce changes up here, right? So exactly how I think it was Connor that did it, right? Explanatory explains the response. So we're thinking that this variable over here, right, explains the changes that we're going to see over here. So the first one's done for us, right? Are college athletes more likely to receive academic advising than students who are not? So the explanatory is, are they college athletes? Yes or no? And we're thinking, depending on that response, it'll produce yes more often to academic advising. Make sense? So the explanatory variable, it'll split up your population into two, right? College athletes compared to non-college athletes, right? And those will produce categorical variables so that we can compare their percentages. You guys see that? Okay, next question. In community colleges, do female students have a higher GPA than male students? So what's the explanatory?
Gender.
Right, gender, right? So that splits everybody up into, at least for the purposes of this packet, into male and female, right? And what is the response variable?
GPA.
Right, so the response is the GPA. So this is categorical, right? And GPA is quantitative, right? Got it? So what's going to happen here is we're going to be measuring means. Well, comparing means, sorry. Got it? Okay, next question. Chemotherapy or radiation a more effective treatment for shrinking the size of a cancerous liver lesion? What's response?
The treatment's the
Treatment
explanatory.
type.
Right.
And the shrink lesions is the response.
Right. So treatment. So chemo versus radiation, right? And size of tumor would be the response, right? Here we have categorical. And here we have quantitative, right? And here we're I know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Here we're also going to be comparing means. Okay. Elementary school children who drink soda with their lunch is more likely to be categorized as overweight. What is the
Drinking soda in their lunch.
Right. Soda, no soda, right?
Mhm.
And the response?
Overweight. Or
Right.
not.
Overweight, not overweight, right? So the first one, the explanatories, these are categorical, right? The second ones are categorical. Here we're comparing proportions, right? Got it? I know this seems boring for now. I'll get you guys doing something right now. Okay. So for this next section, we're going to be doing what's called I'm going to be giving you guys the difference between an observational study versus experiments. So technically, a lot of these are probably pretty self-explanatory. So an observational study, right, is exactly how it sounds. We are just observing and making conclusions based on observation. We are not changing anything, right? We are grabbing a bunch of information from somewhere, right? We're not changing a thing, and we're just analyzing that. Okay? So the best way I would describe this one, right, is sort of a you're a fly on the wall. You're not doing anything. You're just looking at stuff and making correlations that way. Got it?
Bill Nye the Science Fly.
Yeah. On the other hand, an experiment is the opposite. The experiment, you are trying to control everything. You are actually, let me not say try to control everything. You are what's called imposing treatments. Does that make sense? So you are specifically telling somebody, you need to take the red pill and not the blue pill. Got it? So if we carry out the blue pill and red pill analogy, right? The experiment, you are telling people to take blue pill versus red pill. Does that make sense? You have them all in a room. You tell them, you're taking blue pill. You're taking red pill. You're taking red pill. You're taking blue pill. Right? In an observational study, you get to tell everybody you can take whatever pill you want. But I'm going to observe what happens if you take red pill, and I'm going to observe what happens if you take blue pill. Does that make sense? Okay. There's a problem with each. Okay. The problem for experiments is that it takes a lot of planning, right? So what if you don't want to plan anything? Then you have to do an observational study. And if you do that, you have these things called confounding variables that turn up everywhere. So didn't we do confounding variables or lurking variables in
Like-
chapter 8 or module 8, module 9?
Yeah, I think
yeah,
so.
we did.
It was like,
Yeah, so they're pretty similar. The way that they're similar is it's a variable that might influence the response variable, but you're not measuring it, right? That becomes a big problem when you do observational studies. That because you're just observing, right, that there might be, you're probably looking for a specific thing, or you're looking at a specific variable within a study, but you don't know how those variables came out, right? And there might be a variable that you weren't measuring that heavily influences that, but because you're just observing, you never notice that. Make sense? On the other hand, in an experiment, I'll get to this in a little bit. In the experiment, we still do have confounding variables, but we sort of bank on them being spread out evenly over the multiple groups that we're going to be studying. So I'll explain that later. That's actually module 14.
fancy.
Okay. Yeah, fancy.
Forward to it.
Okay, so for what I want to do is for the check your understanding ones, the number 3. How many do we have here? Yeah, let's do number 3. I'm going to break you guys up into your groups again. And I want you guys to try number 3 out. Actually, try number 4 as well. I'm going to give you guys 20 minutes with it.
21 minutes. What the hell?
All right, fine, 15.
No, no.
Julio, are we gonna get a break today?
Oh, shit.
Should we break right now?
No, I actually want to get through 14. How about this? I'll let you guys out 10 minutes early.
Make it 15.
So he claims.
Make it 15?
Yeah.
No, it'll be 10.
Not a big deal. I was just wondering.
Yeah. I mean, what more break do you want?
If you cancel class, that'd be a really nice break.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome. How we doing in here?
We just started.
Just started.
Just started.
Okay. I'm gonna go bug other people.
Have fun.
Thank God.
Have fun.
Okay. You guys.
Yeah.
Yay or nay?
About what?
About the assignment.
The one we're doing right now?
Yeah.
Yay, I guess.
Okay.
Not that hard.
Yay. So what'd you guys get for number 3?
For A, we put that it's an observational study because they're not controlling for anything. They're just
Right.
what happens.
Right.
For B, the explanatory variable would be if they got hormone replacements or not.
Mm-hmm.
The response variable would be the rate of heart disease. Confounding variables is, I'm just going to sum it up in one word, lifestyle, because they tend to be more richer and stuff.
Right.
So everything that goes into lifestyle. And then
Okay.
for C, I put no because there's just so many confounding variables that could affect it.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Okay, you guys are on 4?
I'm finishing my sentence for C
Okay.
on 3.
Okay.
So I haven't started 4.
Yeah, I
Okay.
haven't started 4 yet either.
Okay. I'm gonna bug another group.
Okay.
Okay. You guys,
Mm-hmm.
yay or nay?
For A,
Yeah.
we said experiments.
Why experiment?
Because they prescribed like hormone replacement therapy for women.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what I got from it.
Okay, let's see.
I don't know. Maybe it could be observation though, right? Because it's just comparing women who take the hormone replacement versus women who don't, and then they just observed whether like they were more rich, more educated.
Right. So, though it does say prescribe, right? It doesn't force people to take hormone placements as opposed to not.
Oh.
I can see why you looked at it and said, "Oh, they're prescribing, they're forcing them," right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like controlling them to actually take it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, in this case, you got an observational study.
Oh, okay.
So for the explanatory variable, that would be women who take the replacement hormone and women who don't.
Mm-hmm.
And the response variable
Would be
wait, so will the confounding variable, would that be menopause or was that a yes?
It could be. What else?
Well, I don't know. Would response be like any of like the when you take the hormone, there's a reduction in heart disease, you're richer, you're more educated, you have better nutrition.
So the study itself says if hormone replacement, then what happens?
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah, what? So what is my response variable? What is this study measuring?
Heart attacks? Well, I
Well, not heart attacks, but heart disease, right?
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's kind of confusing how they word it because they name a lot of things. They don't really say. It doesn't say exactly how you said it. You know, like it doesn't say women who take the hormone replacement have like less chance of heart disease. Like it doesn't really say it strict like directly like that.
Right.
Well, I guess it does kind of. Because it just says they also had a reduction in heart disease.
Right. So that's those are the things you have to pick out. That's it.
Okay, so then response variable would be a reduction in heart disease.
Mm-hmm.
And what would the confounding variable be?
Mm-hmm. So what is something that also has, trying to think of a way to say, what is something that also impacts heart disease that's not measured by these studies?
Wait, what do you mean? So something that's not even going to be in this, like written in this?
Mm-hmm.
Age? I don't know.
Everyday life. I don't know.
Okay, keep going.
Right.
Right. So all of those are confounding variables, right? When did I break you guys up? Maybe 5 minutes ago, huh?
About, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna give you guys another 5 minutes.
And you want us to do that long one on the back too?
Yep.
I don't know about 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have it. I believe in you. Let me see. I'm gonna go to. I was already in your guys' group. So
Mm-hmm.
let's see. These guys. Yay or nay?
Yeah, and we're on problem 4.
Okay. How you guys doing?
I didn't start yet.
Good.
What I mean, you guys did number 3, right? No question.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No, we did do number 3.
No, that's what I'm saying. You guys did it, and no questions on it yet.
No.
Okay. Keep going. Keep going. I'm terrorizing groups as I go.
Hell yeah.
Now,
Wait, so we're getting out 15 minutes early?
not 10. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, man.
You're stressing me today, man. I haven't eaten lunch yet.
I haven't eaten lunch either.
Yeah, but it's 5 o'clock here.
I'm snacking on chips and checks, man.
Man, I'm eating grapes. It's a hard.
I have oranges in the fridge. I haven't eaten yet. I've gotten a couple here and there. I need to eat more of those oranges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if I'm gonna be quarantined at home, like I don't want to like gain a bunch of weight because I'm snacking on like a bunch of shitty food, you know, like so.
Yeah.
You have to make the conscious decisions to eat the grapes over like I ate a bunch of Doritos. Like I've been eating like shit this past week. Like every
Right.
day I would eat like brownies and like chips and all that, and I'm like I can't keep doing this. We're gonna be quarantined for 6 months.
Right. I have a chocolate cake in the fridge. Thankfully, I haven't grubbed on that. I've devoted that to just dinner.
You're gonna do that when you get high today. You eat that chocolate cake.
Yeah. But yeah, I bought bananas and I had oranges from the other day, from last week. So I've got probably a good half and half healthy stuff and junk.
What have you been eating for your meals?
For my meals, we've been eating what did we have yesterday? Oh, yesterday, my wife and I went and got some takeout from this place in Concord.
Mm-hmm.
They do a really, really, really good rotisserie chicken.
Okay.
We made rice at home, and something cool that my wife and I have been starting to do is so you know how Trader Joe's has those if you go into the salad area, they have like bagged salads, like prepped with like salad dressing and like the little nuts and croutons that you would want in them.
Yeah.
My wife on the way home, she just stops by Trader Joe's, picks up maybe 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
We make them right before we heat up food, and we throw them on the plate, and they're damn good.
Yeah. And it's a nice balance to your meals.
Right. So yesterday we had the rotisserie chicken. I made some rice before she got here, and she brought the salad.
Damn.
Nice.
It's like a perfect meal.
Yeah.
You should eat some Afghan food. I think you'd like it.
I might. There's this place not too far away from here that serves is it Indian food.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot get enough of the tikka masala that they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's deadly.
Yeah.
Now I'm hungry, man.
I know. All your fault. All right, I'm gonna call you guys back in. Let's see, how do we do this? Boom. Okay. You guys want to hear something horrible that I did? So I caved.
Cave and Wyatt.
Huh? So I caved. I ended up playing some video games yesterday. I ended up saying, I am done. I don't want to do any more of this. Video games the word. So I closed up all my stuff and I put all my grading away and I said, all right, time to play video games.
Ooh, video game time?
Huh? That's what I did. So that's what I've been telling everybody just now. That yesterday I ended up caving in, and I just said at one point, after like grading and prepping for my classes and putting stuff online and all that stuff, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm tired. I'm gonna play a video game.
It's okay. I've been doing that this whole time. I've been on Minecraft.
Somebody in my pre-cal class, I guess there's this game called Animal Crossing.
Oh, the new one just released, I think.
And the new one I guess just released, and some of the students in my class are like, "Oh, you got it!" And you can hear him playing in the background. So he was doing the two things at once. He was listening to me and then playing the video game at the same time. So yeah. All right, I think.
Animal Crossing is a pretty relaxed game like Minecraft, although it's completely different from Minecraft. So
yeah,
like it's not hard to listen and play it.
Right. So yeah, yesterday I caved and I did that. I played a bit of video games, a whole 2 hours.
The healthy amount, apparently.
Yeah. All right. I think everybody's back in here. Oh, I should share my screen.
Yeah, that would help.
Yeah, that would help. Okay. Number 3. What'd you guys get? Observational or experiment?
Observational.
Why observational?
Because they're observing the 1980 experiments. Or 1980, yeah.
Oh.
The data.
Let me ask you this. So this is the question to determine whether or not you have an observational or experiment, right? Are they imposing treatments?
No.
No, they didn't influence it at all.
Right. So no influence, right? And not imposing treatments. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Explanatory variables, response variable. What's the
Hold on.
Okay.
So that couldn't have been an experiment?
As it's stated, no.
No, Leon, I was saying number 4 was an experiment.
Mm-hmm.
I think 4 is, yes.
Yeah, we got cut off. It pulled me out of the breakout room before we could finish talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll cover those. So what's my explanatory? What's my response for number 3?
Explanatory is took the hormone replacements and response is incidence of heart disease.
Right.
Wait a minute.
So hormones versus no hormones, right? And the response is heart disease, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the danger, right? What's a confounding variable?
Wealth.
Right. Wealth, what else?
Age.
Age,
Lifestyle.
right? So the author gives a bunch of examples, right? Women who take hormones, they tend to be richer, more educated, and have better nutrition, visit the doctor more frequently, right? That is not within the data that they observed. Make sense? So, yes, we can make a conclusion, right? The conclusion being women taking hormone replacements also have a reduction in heart disease, right? But none of the data that they have tells you how wealthy these people are, right? They might be all in their 80s, right? Or they all must be going to the gym all the time, right? That's not all spelled out in any of the data that was given, right? So can we conclude anything?
No.
Right? And it's particularly because of those things right there.
Would you also say there's no empirical evidence?
Right. There's no so that's what you say about empirical evidence, right? That's if you actually run an experiment, right? Right? All of this can be swayed one way or the other unless we do experiment.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
Number 4.
Oh, wait a minute, man.
Observational or experiment?
Experiment.
What gives it away that it's an experiment now?
They're controlling who's in what group, or they're controlling
Right.
who gets treatment and who doesn't.
Right. So it's all in here.
Okay, this is the one you had, right?
Right.
Yeah, this is one I was talking about.
Yeah. So in this one, right, it says specifically researchers randomly assigned to 2 treatment groups, right? One took the hormone and the other took a placebo. In this case, treatments are imposed, right? So the people that are running the study, they're telling people to take hormones, and the other group, they are specifically telling don't take the hormones, right? You're taking the sugar pill. Got it?
Yep.
Okay. Explanatory response. Which one's which?
Explanatory is treatment.
So treatment. So hormones, hormones versus placebo, right?
Yep.
Hormones versus placebo.
And then the response is the incidence of heart disease.
Right. You got it? So notice the difference between 3 and 4. In this case, right, the subjects were forced to take one pill or the other, right? And in the other one, in 3, they took whatever they want, and we just observed whatever change there was, right? Explain how random assignment might control the effects of some of the confounding variables you identified in 3. So in 3, there was a bunch of confounding variables, right? In particular, there were all of these in yellow, right? Explain how the random assignment that we did for this experiment affects the controls, sorry, affects the confounding variables that we had in 3. So what
Because
happened,
it's a random assignment,
right?
so it's not just all rich ladies being observed in one group.
Uh-huh.
So like there's different women's of like different categories, I guess, in all the
Right.
groups.
Right.
So then like any confounding variable for each individual woman is then like spread out and sort of accounted for by the next individual woman.
Right. So the confounding variables that we have in 3 are sort of evenly spread out between the 2 groups. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. What else did the researchers do to control the effects of the other variables in the response?
They used a placebo.
Double blind.
So one is a placebo, right? And the other one, somebody said, I think it was Connor, double blind.
Double blind.
So placebo, I think everybody knows what that is. That's the sugar pill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Double blind. What does that mean?
Both the researchers and the
researchers
don't know what treatment
Yeah.
is being given.
So some people are given the sugar pill. Some people are given actual hormones, right? A double blind is neither the patient nor the person handing out the pills know who's got what. Make sense?
Yeah, so the placebo people think they're taking the actual pill, right?
Right, and that goes for both sides, right? That goes for the nurse that hands them the pill as well as the patient that's taking it. So you don't give away like you don't
because if they know it's a placebo, they know it's not going to work.
Exactly. And then the nurse, right, will give like the little eye twitch or something saying, nope, you're getting the sugar pill. Sorry. Right? So next question. Why did this study lead to the elimination of hormone use of hormone replacement therapy, despite the fact that the studies in the 1990s supported hormone replacement therapy? So this study eliminated it, but the other one didn't. Why?
The experiment yielded empirical data that showed a cause and effect.
Exactly. Make sense?
What is the definition of empirical data again?
Observable.
Yeah, something that's observable and repeatable.
Okay.
Right? And that's the point behind an experiment. An experiment is more likely to show a cause and effect. And that is practically done because we have C that happens in an experiment. So in an experiment, the confounding variables are spread out between all the groups, right? And because of that, sort of the confounding variables sort of eliminate themselves. They're still there, right? But we can eliminate the effect of a confounding variable on a response variable because they're evenly spread out between all of the groups. So that's why, and this is by and large true everywhere, an experiment is much better than an observational study. Got it? Okay. Oh yeah, we could do this.
Yeah, the next one's only one page.
Yeah, next one's only one page. So the next one has to deal with observational studies and sampling. So unfortunately, even though I just said that experiments are much better, even though I said that experiments are much better in determining a cause and effect, most of you guys for your projects are going to be doing an observational study. Now, that doesn't discount that an observational study is any good. You can pick out good things from them, right? So this module will deal with how to build a study. Okay, specifically how to plan one out. Okay. Within planning it out, we want to keep it unbiased. We want to keep it so that it doesn't favor certain outcomes over others because of the plan that we created. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So an easy way to sort of illustrate this, right, is I like this activity. Yeah, actually, let me type it out. So I'm gonna put a question right here. Well, there's the question. Should consumers have the right to repair their own devices?
Wait, doesn't that imply that they own the device already? So if they own it, then therefore they have the right.
That is correct.
Well, you're talking more about an Apple thing, right? Where you have to go to like a Mac store or whatever, the Apple store to get it fixed as opposed to
It may or may not be. So how about this? So here's my question to you guys, okay? You guys are already coughing up some good points here, right? I want everyone to think of 2 locations where you would ask this question and you'd get absolutely different results.
And outside of an Apple store?
Yes and no. So I said locations. It doesn't matter where. So what's one location where you get one certain answer?
Apple HQ.
Right. So if you ask this at Apple HQ, right? Apple headquarters, what are they going to tell you?
Fuck no, give us your money.
Right. F no. Give us your money. You shouldn't be fixing your own shit. Right? So I'm going to put that. Okay, so now here's the other one. So we know that if you go ask it at Apple HQ, they'll say hell no, right? Give me another location where you'd get a vastly different answer.
Local trailer park.
Okay.
Another repair shop.
Right, a repair shop, right?
Yeah.
Right? Or your own location, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So notice that if I decided to ask this question and then asking this question, if my sampling plan included going to ask this question outside of Apple HQ, that's now intentionally biasing my results. Correct?
And opposite the other way, if you do go to Apple, it's still gonna be. You already know they don't want you to do that.
Exactly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, give you guys another one, right? Now, the first one, I think that's between consumers and corporations, right? I'm going to put down I'm going to put down a question that might bring up a lot of emotions and might be a little political. Now, with that being said,
It's gonna be about Trump, isn't it?
huh?
It's gonna be about Trump, isn't it?
No, it's not. Now, with that being said, I am only looking at this statistically. I understand everybody has their political views on this.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Well, hold on. However, I want people to put that aside for a second. Okay, we're only looking at this statistically under the stuff that we're doing right now. Got it?
Hell no.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Like I said.
We know one response already.
Yeah, I know. We know one response. So we're going to do the same thing that we did with the previous. We're going to do the same thing we did with the previous question. 2 locations, right? Where if you ask this question, you'll get completely polar opposite results.
At a Trump rally, and then at a
local trailer park.
Seems like the answer for all of these local trailer.
That is the answer for all of them.
So 1, Trump rally, right? Why the Trump rally?
Yeah, because they might be getting high too. Shit.
Most likely they're not.
I don't know the way they be answering.
So,
because that's the conservative point of view.
Right. This is the conservative point of view, right? I mean, there's various reasons, right? So, conservative views tend to be. So, is this going to be a yes or a no in this case?
Yes.
So, yes, right? Make sense?
Yeah, so they can cover themselves, huh?
Yeah. So conservative views tend to limit the use of government stuff, right? And they're
To feed their own.
Yeah. Give me somewhere where we get the polar opposite.
A Bernie rally.
Bernie rally, sure. Yep.
I mean, my trailer park, one still works here.
Yeah, it
'Cause
does.
that's where all the junkies who live off of government support.
What about a Bernie rally in a trailer park?
We know which way you swing, my man.
So, Bernie rally is liberal views, right? So in this case, it'd be a no, right? That it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether they do drugs or not. If they receive government, if people need government benefits, they need government benefits. You guys see that? So, if our sampling plan includes specifically asking this at a Trump rally, right? We are going to bias our results. Make sense? And
Yeah.
likewise, we ask this same question at a Bernie rally, we're going to get biased results.
Okay.
Right? So, the best sort of remedy for both of these is you got to go ask both places about equally, correct? Right? That'll unbias your results. So that's the point behind a bias, is that it systematically favors certain outcomes over another because the system that you put in place does that.
Sure.
We good?
Yep.
Guess what?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah, bye, Felicia. It's 2:40. I said 10 minutes early.
It's 2:42.
Yeah.
Actually.
I went a little too far.
So next class it has to be 2 minutes to make up for it.
I know, right? Yeah.
All right, well, bye.
You guys on whatever that day is, Thursday. Thursday before spring break. Yay!
Yay!
I'm gonna be locked in here. Yay!
Bye.
Bye.
See you on Thursday.
See you on Thursday. Who's left? Who's left? Leon.
Yes, sir.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I'll see you on Thursday, man.
Right, man.
Take care of yourself.
You too.